So finally, before we close off the show here in the final few minutes that we have left, we are pretty much at the halfway mark. Today marks the halfway point, the midway mark of 2015 in wrestling. And I think for WWE anyway, it's been a great year. For wrestling mostly, other than TNA, I think it's been a great year. You know, TNA was doing well with the Destination America deal and everything else going on. But it's the last couple of months, the last month especially, has not been good for TNA. So I can't really call it a great year on the whole for them. And I was at the debut show on Destination America back on the 7th of January in the Manhattan Center, New York City. That was a great show. But everything else since then has not been... The products have been good, but everything else since then has not been great from a backstage perspective, from a backstage standpoint for TNA. But for WWE, though, I think it's been a great year. I think all around, I mean, it's only been 6 months. We still have the rest of the year to go. It's probably been the best all-around year in quite some time, in my personal opinion. I mean, you look at the year from the start of the year, from January to now, WrestleMania was extraordinary. What a great show. One of the best WrestleManias of all time, in my opinion. You have other great pay-per-views, Extreme Rules, Payback, and Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber. Not a bad pay-per-view among them. Even Fastlane and Royal Rumble, I know we hated them at that time. I enjoyed Fastlane, but Royal Rumble, we hated their ending. But in retrospect, it worked out. You know, they had Seth Rollins cash in. Roman Reigns is still doing well. Dean Ambrose is at the top of the roster. NXT is great right now. The Divas division sucks, but not everything can be perfect. The tag team division's doing okay. We got a couple injuries. Daniel Bryan's out with an injury, so again, not everything can be perfect. But from a creative standpoint, from the entire product, in my opinion, has been, on the whole, consistently entertaining since WrestleMania. I think with Seth Rollins as champion and all the other young, bright stars atop the roster right now and all the other cool champions we have right now, John Cena, who would have ever thought he'd be holding the United States Championship, primetime players and Ryback finally getting championship runs. Nikki Bella's been okay. It's not her fault. It's the booking's fault. The creator's fault for just completely neglecting the Divas division, rather. But still, I think WWE it's been a great year for WWE. We got a lot of cool returns. Bubba Ray Dudley, one of the most underrated moments of the year, in my opinion. What a great moment. You know, it's been really great. But I think, as of right now, June 30th, and it's also been 1 year since I went to that Raw on June 30th in Hartford, the best wrestling show I've ever been to up to this point. Maybe that will change with SummerSlam in just 55 more days from this Tuesday. I'm recording this on Sunday. But as of, as of right now, the first half of 2015 has been pretty great. And I said at the start of this year, both personally and wrestling-wise speaking, that 2015, the future will have officially arrived. You know, that was officially predicted in Back to the Future, which I'm a huge mark for. And I think that is come to fruition. I will certainly say that all the the tall hype that this year has been getting, that this year is, the heavy hype that surrounded this year going into 2015, it's lived up to it. Dare I say, exceeded it. And I think that's a great sign for the remainder of 2015 and what the future holds. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But anyway, as we close out the show here, best matches up to this point, of the year so far. I've talked about this in articles. I know RJ wrote an article about it for Next Year Wrestling, and I definitely agree to this list through and through. Best matches up to the year up to this point. Love the Ambrose and Rollins matches, the triple threat title match of the Royal Rumble. Best match so far of 2015, in my personal opinion, would have to be Owens and Cena from Money in the Bank or Elimination Chamber. Both were phenomenal. It doesn't really matter. I'd go with the Elimination Chamber one because it was the first time ever. It's hard to beat that, that special mystique factor about it. But, I'd probably say that was the best match so far this year. The triple threat title match with Brock, Cena, and Rollins. Oh, don't even get me started. Just fantastic stuff. That's probably my second best match of the year. Brock and Reigns from WrestleMania 31 at my number 3. Number 4 would probably be Orton and Rollins, also from WrestleMania, if not my number 5. The NXT matches with Owens and Zayn, and also the women's matches, that Fatal 4-Way in February was great. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, a great match again. So many great matches. And Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan from Fastlane was also phenomenal. So you can, mix and match those matches, and you wouldn't be wrong. We've had so many awesome matches so far this year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else this year holds in the months that remain of 2015.